morning, just testing in here right now. So, okay, so we're going to start the panel, and I hope we can time it and get the most value out of it with everybody. Before I start, um, we'll give maybe opening remarks, a bit relevant to the topic, and then I have some themes that I will go through, and also some selected questions that have been shared with the panelists, but not to the updated, so to speak. And I would like to have a format that when I maybe put in some question or questions, a group of them, people can probably jump in and have the discussion. I'll try the best to time each section so we can get moving. But let's get going. Good morning again. I don't want to say ladies and gentlemen, although I see the very few women, if one at all. It is a privilege to welcome you to this important panel discussion, the integration of IoT, AI, and advanced analytics to optimize asset performance and minimize operational disruptions. So before we begin, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to the conference chairman, our distinguished speakers and panelists, the delegates, sponsors, and exhibitors. I got a chance to tour a little bit yesterday, who have made this event a success. And a special word of appreciation goes to the organizers, Great Minds Event Management, for their outstanding effort in bringing together professionals and thought leaders from across the region and beyond. This conference takes place at a critical time for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as we accelerate our transformation under Vision 2030, a vision that places advanced technology, digital industrialization, and operational excellence at the heart of economic diversification. Nowhere is this more relevant than in our national industries, oil and gas, petrochemicals, power generation, and manufacturing, where asset integrity and uptime are paramount to global competitiveness. As we explore how IoT, or IIoT for that matter, AI and advanced analytics are reshaping asset performance, I'm honored to be joined by a panel of exceptional experts who are leading this digital transformation on the ground. Everybody's been introduced, and for the sake of time, my colleagues in here, Abdulaziz, Hammad, Mahmoud, and Subhan are already on stage in here in that order, so we can refer to them. So let's begin our discussion by exploring how digital technologies are being applied to improve asset performance and ensure operational continuity. Now, so the theme one that I want to embark on, the first one, is the real-time monitoring and predictive capabilities. We're going to give it about maybe 8 to 10 minutes tops. And to set the stage, let's begin with the role of connected technologies. How are AI and IoT transforming real-time asset monitoring and failure prediction? So some set of questions, and probably I'll go through them quickly, and then we'll turn the mic to anybody who wants to take a shot at it. How are organizations currently leveraging IoT and AI technologies to gain real-time visibility into asset conditions and predict potential failures? That's one thing. And what improvements have you seen in asset reliability and performance after adopting predictive analytics, and how reliable are AI-driven systems for real-time maintenance optimization in high-risk environments? So I'd like to probably, whoever wants to go first, maybe, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Jamal.
Yeah, bring the mic closer so
Yeah.
that people can
Is it
hear
okay
you.
now? Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Just speak up a little
Oh,
bit. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jamal, for moderator for this panel and the organizer for this committee and conference. Especially the theme is very interesting, and it is driven by the future agenda of where we are going towards. Our industry is shaping in new aura of AI and other real-time tools. So what organization now they are doing, they are linking their sensors, they are linking their all machine monitoring system, their temperature sensor, vibration sensor with AI and machine learning. So with this integration, what's happening, we are having a real-time analysis also, because what's happening in before, that we have condition monitoring engineers, they are very good, very expert, but as we are increasing in number of our machine sensing elements, so this data is huge and we need some helping tool. So these are a helping tool for them to understand it, to get the real defects or predict it in the real time. So that will help them to plan shutdowns. Like for example, we are having in a machine, we are having a cylinder failure, a bearing failure, and we come to know only when it get failed or very near to fail. We cannot predict it earlier, and we cannot predict what are the reason that is impacting it. Okay, only root cause analysis. These things are, after the facts. But what these new technology, AI and IoT, what it is doing, it is analyzing all the previous data, all the history, when it failed previously, and where the trends are leading towards this machine. And then they can predict when the next time this equipment is going to fail, and then how nicely they can plan the shutdown, how nicely they can plan the downtime, and it is definitely increasing the productivity and improving the overall safety in the system. So that's what I believe it is a real productive tool for, especially for reliability team and overall company asset as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Maybe Mr. Abdulaziz, wanna?
Yeah, thank you for having us in this panel. Thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity to share our experience and knowledge around the industry and the AI system. So what I'd like to share here is that one of the challenges that we are facing in the AI system start with the buy-in from the customers, or let's say the mutual agreement or understanding between the AI system provider and the customers. So the biggest issue that business understanding of the service provider, let's say the software programmer, understanding the main issue that the customer is looking after, which cause at the end the like dragging of the subject of the AI implementation due to the customer seeing no benefit of the investment. So the biggest challenge that the AI companies are facing is having the understanding of customer need, what they are looking after in order to achieve what customer outcome is looking for. Second challenge that currently the industry is facing is the huge amount of data that are supposed to be fed to the system. Some data are required, and some data are also could be misleading to the system study or system analysis. So having like unfiltered, or let's say unreliable source of data would result in, at the end, a failure in the decision, which I unfortunately have seen some of the projects that were going on. Either the customer was like not so excited to provide the real data, or they are struggling to have a reliable source of data in terms of vibration sensors, process sensors, and so on. Fourth thing is the modeling. When the customers are, or when the AI service company is working on the data, they have to consider what is norm, what is abnormal. And this is a big challenge, because what could be normal in the winter could be abnormal in the summer. Let's say, for example, the water cooling temperature. What is considered as alarming in the in the winter is not alarming in the summer, and so on. So the system might be generating unreliable data, or unreliable alarm that might cause the customer to back off from the utilization of the AI. This requires a lot of data cleaning, data evaluation, and also machine learning, continuous machine learning. The one more step that comes after that is the deployment. When the deployment happens again, this is where the expert still be needed, which most of the time is missed from the companies, as some of the customers are using the AI, expecting a full result, full analysis, without the interference of any individual, which will result in wrong decision, shutting down the plant prematurely, and then the customers start to like decommission the AI system because they see no benefit and they have more losses actually instead of having the right decision. So just to summarize it, the challenges is the huge amount of data that customer sees, the data quality, and the need of the continuous expert feedback. It is good that, but looking at the good side, I will end this part by mentioning the good side, is that there are now many systems that introduced to the industry without mentioning specific names, but some of them are like useful, I have seen useful for early stage analysis of bearing failure, like on extruders and centrifugal equipment, but would also require some judgmental from the customer experts in order to utilize the AI detecting the failure and dictating when they should go for shutdown and when should they maintain the unit up running. Will not take longer. I will stop at this point and
I want to give
I'll
the
move the mic.
opportunity to Mr. Nadeem. I mean, you know, sometimes when you want to outfit a plant and make it a plant of the future and make it like, you know, perform and use all of these technologies, of course, for efficiency and for the uptime itself, it's always build something new and incorporate these technologies is a lot easier than just like outfit the places and have your people buy into it and the assets, people, processes, and all of these things. Please reflect on this, the monitoring at least, and the collect and the use of AI in your own industry.
Sure. Already Mr. Abdulaziz, Jamal, and Hammad, Bashir have highlighted good points, but just to addition that significantly using AI has changed the way of identifying the issues, and what we have seen after implementation of data analytics and AIs, we are enabled to identify fault identification and potential failure modes, which has enabled operation to take decisions accordingly, and even the cross stakeholders collaboration have been also improved by this way. AI is not only helping us to detect failures, it is also helping us to improve our planned operation by enabling operators to identify the causes that might be missed by operation rounds because of the continuous data execution and evolution through real time and historical trends, etc. So to summarize it, AI is not only about identifying potential failure cause or fault identification. Actually, it is like a game changer for the culture of moving forward with smart and more strategic way in asset management and planned operations.
Thank you. And Mr. Vaziri, reflect a little bit on all your expertise and practices overseas and here in the region.
Right. Actually, I mean, this adaptation of AI and the basically Internet of Things, I would say.
Can you bring the mic a little bit closer to you because we can't hear you well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. I think this adaptation of AI and machine learning and Internet of Things is very, I would say, still in the dormant or early stages of implementation. And a lot of organizations would be wary of actually adopting these in terms of various requirements, including, you know, return on your investment, initial investments that you put in to install all these sensors and Internet of Things and the computational requirements, including cybersecurity and basically, you know, especially with the legacy assets that a lot of organizations would have, that they're not, they need to be adopted or to be retrofitted with the new technology. Now, I mean, it is a challenge overall to convince the you know, the stakeholders, the top management, if you want to adopt a new idea or a change, basically you have to demonstrate the return on your investment and basically focusing on the value that it brings to the organization, and justify the cost and the time in terms of demonstrating that you're going to save a lot of maintenance time, a reduction in the unplanned shutdowns, and basically do a analysis, prepare a strong business case justification that this new technology will bring into the company as a whole and to the stakeholders. And I would say to start with, one would start with the smaller pilot projects and run in parallel, with the ongoing operation, and to then showcase with the very smart KPIs that the value it has been bringing to the company as a whole. That's my take on the subject.
Well, thank you, Mr. Vaziri. We want to probably transition into, Abdulaziz, you touched a little bit on the data itself, but this is like a segue to go into the next one, the next theme. And the next theme is like the integration and data management in a way. Nowadays, I guess in every organization, and you look at the IT folks, you look at the computer science, computing people in general, and what they have to bring into the table. But you look at practitioners, people that on the floor plan, so to speak, making it happen. Those are technicians, technologists, engineers. So in many different ways, a practitioner nowadays has to be like an all-in-one kind of person. They have to understand the other disciplines and function as such and be understanding. And that goes also to the next levels of management and industry. That being said, of course, not all data collected is useful. And if you collect for the sake of collection, is not good, and you alluded to that. So this one in here, I want to say that digital transformation often comes with integration challenges. So let's discuss a bit now how to connect legacy systems if you have like things already in place in here, and manage data and scale smart analytics across some operations, again on the maybe operation technology, maintenance and operations being part of it itself. So a set of maybe things to talk about, maybe a couple of things. What strategies help overcome challenges in integrating legacy infrastructure with modern IoT platforms? And we know nowadays, even sensors, we're migrating from like sensors that there could be wired into wireless and connected at all times and collecting data at whatever frequencies you collect. And then the second thing is, how can companies manage and extract actionable insights from the enormous volumes of terabytes of data that fly in all over the place in cyberspace and servers and on the cloud everywhere. So how do we reconcile these things, the challenges and the management, and getting some actionable plans? Abdulaziz, want to take a shot at it? Maybe a minute or two, if you don't mind.
So one of the things that should be maybe taken in consideration when we start looking at the data is that we should start by looking, since there are a huge amount of data available for each machine in process, vibration, temperature, related to even like associated system like lubrication system and so on. The first thing is to look at is how to identify a pattern to link the data together. What could be the pattern, and how to group the data into like a similar groups in terms of like clustering the data. How can we cluster it? And just to touch base on small like background of this, there are many like algorithms that are used now in order to have like a supervised or unsupervised system to cluster the data, like k-means and the historical algorithm, which have been like introduced as a background for all the AI system. These kind of algorithm is helping in identifying what is the analyzing data and what is real data to be used for the background algorithm comparison. Once all these conditions are met, then the final decision should be flagged by the system.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Mahmoud, you want to take a shot at it?
To add on this, Mr. Abdulaziz said, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, this legacy infrastructure is a challenge. Obviously, it would have been nice if one started a new design and build a new plant from beginning, but it's obviously very costly. So we need to be able to approach the providers of the technology and request for the platforms that can actually change and adapt these legacy platforms into the requirements necessary for the AI and machine learning to measure the temperatures, pressures in real time, and do edge computing to actually assess the situation at the plant before migrating into scale it into the rest of the plant. So gradually changing the legacy infrastructure into the to update it, basically.
Thank you. Mr. Subhan?
Yes, I understand that currently accepting the new change is challenging for all process industries because it is a behavioral understanding that everyone has been already adjusted with the practices they have been doing from ages. Moving forward, the implementation is challenging for sure, but the thing that we can do is to make them understand everyone that it is going to be beneficial for everyone in the end of the day. And although the change is not sudden, it takes time. You need time to gradually move forward with the change. Most probably you will be facing too much hindrance because of individuals have been already aligned with the practices they used to do from ages, and they think that they are experts and they know what they are doing. But for sure, AI is going to help you to transform not only from the reliability side, it can also help process and operations to understand underlying issues and identify the causes that might be missed by human rounds or human monitoring, because AI is already working in a manner that it can flag any anomaly from a large number of data, which is usually not possible for the humans to process it in a shorter time. So it is challenging. I believe it is a challenge as Industry 4.0 is evolving. We have to find out what are the barriers, and we have to introduce change agents who are going to help us in moving forward with this change, make everyone understand how beneficial it will be and how it can make your work more easy.
Thank you. And Mr. Mohammad, you want to shine in here a little bit?
Yes, thank you. For data decontext and for large amount of data that we are getting and how we can do intelligent filtering for that is required a kind of a prioritization, like especially the impact which is linked to a process safety incident or it is related to the human life. That data need to be prioritized and need to be filtered in such a way that we should early detect the failure. So our priority should be any process safety linked scenarios that should be mapped with data integration and scenario build-up. And after that we can go towards the mechanical integrity, the factors which are impacting production and other contexts of machine healthiness. But again, I will say our priority should be, as I mentioned, should be human life, the factors which can lead to worst credible consequence LOPC, and that data need to be prioritized to manage in filtering and decontext stage and further analysis.
Just want to maybe reflect a little bit in here before we move to the next thing in here. Being in academics myself, and we're preparing, of course, the workforce for industry. Nowadays, we're revamping the curricula, and a student coming into our programs as an engineering major, any major for that matter. By the way, AI is not just for manufacturing, and the industry is oil and gas, but it's everything else. It's in law, it's in healthcare, it's in business, banking, financial institutions. AI is all over the place. So what I want to tell you is, like, we take students nowadays and we try to instill in them the use of technology, but not any kind of use like it's not a ChatGPT, everybody just go write something and do something and trust ChatGPT. It's more than that. And in our world of engineering, basically, when we want to sense things like right now, on the freshman level, we started introducing AI for everybody. Students nowadays are required to understand sensing. Instrumentation is back in place. So instrumentation is key. Mechatronics, if you will, which is electrical, mechanical type, sensing, data collection, and then interrogating the data and seeing some models and the plots and things we do in the labs. These used to be like the old-fashioned way, but now with computers and the way we collect and reflect, and I mean, in computing, we don't want to look at tables and tables of data of tons of things. You want to make it like, maybe contour plots, look at stresses, strains, vibrations, natural frequencies, that kind of stuff is there. But now it's more than ever needed, and even in the students as they get out of the program at the finale of it, and they do their senior design projects. I'm taking some time off from our own university, where we have right now really an exhibit of hardware, software, and senior design. Students doing like drones and putting applications on it. Students are doing like driving vehicles, autonomous, in a way that can collect data and make it happen, robots. So these things are really now, we in academics, we have to cater to your needs, and we have to get you the sort of like the engineers to be ready, and the learning curve would not be much, so they can fit in and be productive in the smallest amount of time when they join your industry. I just wanted to reflect on this one a bit in here. Now, if we move to the next maybe theme in a way, money controls everything. So we're going to talk a little bit about ROI, so the return on investment, and maybe you can reflect a little bit in some use cases and maybe value realization. So let's talk a bit about the value proposition when you take it to your layers of management all the way to the executives in a way. How do we ensure these investments? That's the question they're going to pose to you. You're bringing me solution providers, technology providers, salespeople. They're knocking at your door day in and day out. And then you want to convince management that this is a good investment and here's your return on investment. Yes, maybe everybody looks at CapEx early on when they put some facility, right? And then after that, OpEx becomes in the things that you have to spend to maintain and make. And in this line of business, of course, there's a lot of money on the line if something goes wrong. So how do we ensure these investments pay off? And what success stories can we learn from? So here's something maybe you reflect a little bit as we go around and talk a little bit about it. How do you weigh the capital investment in digital tools against the long-term ROI in performance and uptime? And can you share maybe a successful example? It could be a small little thing, but made a difference. It could be a huge thing too. And of course, you have to quantify in savings that you do. And where advanced analytics help minimize some downtime or disruptions of operations. So those two things, the digital tools and the ROI, and then the analytics where this thing made a difference. So anybody want to go first? I guess we can go either in the same order or reverse order. So go ahead, Abdulaziz.
So yeah, that is a crucial part of the investment or the AI. It's always luxury to have and prefer to have like a smart system looking at the whole plant, but it is not realistic and achievable. So maybe the best way to look at it is to refer to back to Pareto. Look at the 20% of equipment that cause you 80% of downtime or causing 80% of money lost. So looking at this 20% of equipment will be kind of justifiable in order to start the investment and trying to adapt the organization to the AI and the smart systems. And just mentioning one case that we came through, myself and Subhan, where we had one of the extruders was having like high vibration, the judgment was, should we go for shutdown? And referring to the like all the style systems, the answer will be yes, let's go for shutdown because we have an issue. But when we reference to the AI or the systems that we have, we can see how severe and how things are growing inside the system, how the failures are growing. So based on that AI system and available system that we have, we managed to extend the runtime of a plant for 1 more year to meet the turnaround and do the fix in the turnaround instead of taking the plant down twice within a 2 year.
So you get some more life out of some existing basically
Exactly.
equipment, and then you have a plan for replacement and making it happen
Exactly.
later on. Okay, good. You want to go next?
Yeah, I have something very interesting to say about it. Like in process safety, we have Mr. Trevor Clark's very known name, and his very beautiful saying is that if you are thinking safety is expensive, then try an accident. So it's not only applicable to process safety incident, it is to all mechanical reliability and production losses incidents. Like for example, if we are not investing in these smart solutions, and then ended up, what is the worst credible scenario? That is our machine damage, our production losses. Ultimately, it is a money loss. And then how we can beautifully transform it. So idea is that the solution provider, they should have a strong business case with good examples and real-time example when they have implemented these solutions at some industry and some major equipment. They can present those business cases to the management who are deciding where we need to invest. And then it will be a good decision. And I agree with Abdulaziz that we need to focus on the 20% which is impacting the 80%. But just go back to the past, like if you compare like 30 years ago or 40 years ago, lot of smart solution which we are saying as a basic need today, the sensors, everything, that was not available. So all the vibration analysis, temperature and all these things was not digital. And now these are basic things. At that time, maybe all these sensors are considered as a smart solutions. So those smart solutions are basic need today for the industry. So just think of 20 years next. So these smart solutions, what we are thinking that these are very smart, expensive. So these are going to be a basic need of the industry in future. So that is my perception about it.
So oftentimes you're faced with people that we call them the old guard, the people that've been in your maybe factory for a long time, and they know how to do things, and that's the corporate knowledge that they have and the expertise, and they don't believe in any of these new gizmos, gadgets, and this is for the new generation, maybe for them to look at it. So maybe either Subhan or Vaziri can maybe address it a little bit in terms of convincing people and having a business proposition to make the change.
That's right. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, we have to demonstrate the value it brings to the organization by a pilot project, by small sector of the plant, and the value in terms of monetary as well as safety, basically benefits, and basically try to even distinguish between the capex and the opex requirements, try to shift and bring out a clear distinction between the different costs and the value it brings to the organization in terms of safety, in terms of the reduction in the downtime, and try as a pilot project and to scale it to the more number of assets. That's my basically take on this.
Yeah, sure. As we discussed earlier as well, the initial implementation is always difficult because first we need to identify it. It makes it little bit easier if you have identified what are your desired result with the new systems. If you identified your desired systems, then you can have a path forward to go through it, because we have seen that AI and advanced data analytics technologies can help you to reduce up to 40% of downtime, especially in the manner of rotating equipment failures. So I have a interesting case study that identifies, yes, AI can help you, but if it is used in an optimized way with humans, not just eliminating humans from it and relying on technology itself. So initially, when I was working with a newly commissioned plant, we encountered too much of reactive maintenance. Around 40% of the jobs were reactive maintenance, which resulted in too much of downtime and operation disruptions. We decided to introduce one AI technology that is being designed by ITT Goals, named as iAlert. It is an AI cloud-based condition monitoring tools, which gives us 24/7 real-time data monitoring related to vibration and temperature and health assessment, and can also raise the flag once you have any abnormality, which helps you to identify the possible failure time. Ultimately, after introducing that technology, we managed to reduce unplanned downtime up to 18% to 20% in 6 months, and so on. So going back towards the discussion we did, that the change is little, but gradually in the time, like 10 years or 15 years, you will see that journey giving you more return on investment.
Well, thank you. We do have the order of like maybe 8 to 10 minutes left, and for that we're going to probably shift to the last maybe theme, which is, again, anytime you talk about IT and OT for that matter, of course, you know, you have your own resources, and sometimes, of course, no one desktop, computer, laptop, or anything that you walk in that's not networked somehow and then connected to some kind of like maybe server, but more often sometimes also servers, I mean a cloud-based platform as a service, or maybe software as a service. These are the kind of things now. AI is part of it too. So this gives me like maybe a little bit of, maybe we can feel the cybersecurity collaboration in a way, and the trends that you see in your own industry. So that being said, as we move toward a smarter and more maybe autonomous systems, cybersecurity and organizational alignment become even more critical nowadays. Mishaps that happen elsewhere, ransoms and this and that, people that they hijack, and you know, all kinds of things that they're dangerous out there in cyberspace. So with that being like maybe a point of discussion, what cybersecurity measures are essential to protect maybe IoT connected infrastructure? If you look at Cisco, by the way, it says that there are the order of 50 billion some devices. I mean, this is from your household to your factory, critical industry, government services, banking, everything is on the line itself. So, to protect those assets, basically, from any kind of malware and attacks. And how important is cross-functional collaboration between, of course, the IT people is almost, it's your nightmare to deal with them, changing password, getting access, and bringing a pen drive or not pen drive and take your data or so. So that's basically collaboration between IT and I would call it OT in many different ways. And what emerging technologies you see, like AI? AI can be now, everybody talks about LLMs, but it could be in the cloud and latency, but also it is on the edge. It can be really where you have it in your phone or something along those lines, or a laptop. So do you mind if all can reflect probably a minute or so and we get it moving so we can close the session on time? Abdulaziz, you want to go?
So one of the cornerstone for such topic is the communication across the organization. Having the communication established with the understanding of the business demand or the business case, plus the progress or the system steps for implementing and building the system, does play a big role in having the successful conclusion for the project. As you mentioned, IT has a big role in it, in terms of server, maintaining the server, maintaining proper communication, and also the user part of it is also important, as they are the one who is responsible of identifying what is real data and what is misleading data. So without the communication, I can say the project will not expected to reach a satisfactory conclusion, and maintaining a good communication also will have, for sure, it's a good impact on the financial and project cost overall. As sometimes communication slip, things becomes like very hard at the end of the project to correct, and the cost will be much higher and could be even like 50% of the original cost if it was already captured and communicated at early stage.
Thank you. We move it next to anybody who wants to. Fine.
Yeah, I mean, it brings out to the basic question of asset management system as a whole, where you require a big collaboration between different parties, especially in this case, what you mentioned is the, say, IT department. They should not be left in a silo and you carry on doing your own AI and IoT without involving them and without protecting the cybersecurity requirements or protecting your assets from the cyber attacks. You know, you have to demonstrate, you know, tell them the problems that you might have, you know, with your critical equipment, like, I don't know, installing firewalls, firmware into the hardware itself to protect the organization. But generally speaking, that's where the collaboration comes in with the specialists, with the IT group.
Subhan?
Yeah, sure. We understand that introducing new technology, we are also introducing some new risk. And for all stakeholders, collaboration is most important, and especially the IT peoples in introducing some new technology, and especially AI, because we are introducing some more risk related to cybersecurity attacks. So introducing a new data analytics or AI technology, we must also take account on some firm cybersecurity softwares that might help you to reduce the risk of getting data leaked or attacked by cyber attacks.
Thank you. You want to go, Mohammad?
Thank you. For cybersecurity now, as we are switching to more mobile solutions, like we can access our information through PI system and other monitoring tools at any location, like from home, through VPN, abroad. So this is making it very much vulnerable. And one good thing is that, like, inherently safe in Saudi Arabia, that we have government have put very good infrastructure and regulations about having a cloud within the region, and that is providing inherent safety to these kind of solutions. And yeah.
Good. I'm looking at the clock, it's ticking. We have the order of 2 minutes, and probably it's a good time right now to probably wrap up the session. So let me just say a few maybe things. In a way, AI, IoT, they're no longer just aspirations. They're real. They're not just papers and research. They're not patents. They're actual tools, and they can make a world difference in any organization, especially in this line of business, in oil and gas, petrochemicals, all the other industries. And I think, you know, in a way, probably it's not a secret, the investments have been made in the kingdom, industry being leading the way, of course, yes, but also government agencies, and the amount of infrastructure, the amount of like servers and data centers and the like, plus all the tools, gizmos and gadgets in investing the latest technologies. That being said, I want to just, I'd like to once again thank the panelists, Abdulaziz, Hammad, Mahmoud, and Subhan, for their insightful and expertise, that their experiences and practices that they brought into this. And with this, I want to say that the discussions can continue if you want to approach those panelists during break time or thereafter if you get their contacts. I think, you know, that's the value of this conference and bringing people together. Thank you all. Just well-deserved round of applause for everybody, and thank you. Thank you. We finished on time. We spared 13 seconds. So thanks.